the roots a bit more. Just a bit of a quick update on all the different attachments that I got from Nicholas Machinery earlier on in the stage that when I first got my tractor. Box grader, when it turned up, we had to actually put the back blade and all that onto it. I've been using this quite considerably lately in regards to making my new road. At the moment, we're sitting at about 50 truckloads of gravel come in so far. And we still have probably just as many to put out and that and around. Now I've only got a 55 horsepower tractor, but again, bigger tractor, smaller tractor, same size, it all takes a bit of time, and you can only move the amount of dirt you can accordingly to the tractor you have and the implements you have available. The other thing we've got is the 4-in-1 bucket. It's also all quick attach as well, which is absolutely fantastic. At the moment on the actual tractor itself, I've got the forklift implement on, and it's absolutely fantastic for picking up well, basically anything, pallets, easily obviously, pallets and stuff like that. But it also helps when you're putting your other implements together, because some of these implements, when they turn up already boxed up, like some of the other implements I've got here that have turned up only a few days ago, it helps considerably in putting some of these together and lifting them into the right place. The next one that we've got here at the moment is the backhoe attachment. Absolutely fantastic. We've already dug some trees down, but you'll see some of those in some of the extra footage that we've got that we've done over the past number of weeks. We don't put them all up all the time. We will get to doing that more for you, but again, another item from Nicholas Machinery. As we're going along, these items only turned up basically the other day. Now, I didn't film all that stuff coming off because it was just pouring down rain and it was miserable. So basically, got the tractor out. I had a bit heavier implement on the back there to actually make sure I didn't overbalance the tractor, because there's more behind the tractor than in front. It sort of balances up, just like it would a seesaw. This here is the drum mower, a twin drum mower here, and it has to be assembled as yet. Just looking at all the actual structure and that itself, and the thickness of the steel and the quality of the workmanship, seems to be absolutely fantastic. With all the other implements that I've had, it's generally got at least 3 to 4 layers of paint on it without any hassles or dramas. It's all been basically baked on. And it comes with all the information. I'll get it right, I'll spit it out accordingly. All the information to put all this together and run and operate, and what size belts and what you should run it at once you start using it. The next one that we've got over here is, they sent me initially an implement that was the wrong size, but they've fixed that up. Again, it happens, that's what happens. You sometimes get the wrong piece, no biggie. So they've sent through the 3-point quick attach hitch, which is actually category 2. Underneath it, we've actually got a single round disc or single round rake. Again, all its attachments and all that are there as it goes through. Over the back here, hello girls. Over the back here, we've got the landscape rake. Now, landscape rakes are good for doing a lot of things. At the moment, I haven't used it. We're running quite a bit behind on getting the property up to where we would like it, including putting down new grass seed, fertilisers and stuff like that. Well, this will be used a little bit later on in that process because we've had very unusual weather, but I'm pretty sure everyone's had a lot of unusual weather on a global scale, let alone down here in Tasmania. The next one that we've got here is the ripper. We've already shown you and done a few little videos on this one being used. It's actually the 5-tine ripper, but as you can see, I've actually got 2 of the tines out. This has become really, really good in the way of helping rip up the ground. We were using the disc harrows over there. We generally try and run the disc harrows through before we run the ripper so we don't have all of the grass matting up with the root systems and bundles and whatnot as well. As you'll see on the disc cultivators here, I've actually got railway iron on. Even though the implement itself weighs 500 to 600 kilos, it just wasn't quite enough because this ground hasn't been worked. So I put extra weight on and it works fantastically. Next thing we've got sitting over here at the moment is the flail mower. And what it actually does, instead of using discs like the normal mowers that you have that you'd use to mow your yard and that with, this actually has a rotating drum. At the moment I've got the anvils on it. I haven't got the Y anvils on it. I've got the main anvils on it because I've been using and cutting considerable amount of stuff, and some things up to and in excess of 2 inches, it just eats them. It's also got hydraulic side shift on it as well. So when you're coming up to a tree, you can park nearly beside the tree, have it go out, come back, move forward, go out, come back, and off you go again. Fantastic implement, worthwhile. Now, the other implement we've got sitting here at the moment, and it's actually got its wheel off because in transit, one of the wheels turned up and something on the truck, or one of the trucks somewhere along the line, actually punched the wheels. Now, it was sent via courier. It didn't come through with Nicholas Machinery on their general trucks and that as well. So I've basically got to go through and take it down and actually get the tyre repaired. It literally has... where is it? Where is it? This side? Yes. Oh, here we go. I was blind. It doesn't look like much, but I'd say something just rubs straight on through there and just put a little hole in it. So I'll go in and I'll get it patched on the inside, and more than likely a tube in there as well. And once I get home, put it all back together and off we'll go from there. Again, minor inconvenience, but it happens. There's not much you can do about it. But going over the unit itself, everything inside of it is just super strong. There's no problems, hassles or dramas. Everything is heavy duty. I've had a look at a number of other round balers that are actually larger than this. Some of them don't even come up to the same thickness of steel that this smaller baler's got. As you can see, it's not exactly small. I mean, I'm 1.7 metres tall. It makes quite a nice, decent sized bale in that as well. So you'll see all this operating as it moves along. And at this very second, I have no grass because we're so far behind. And it's just starting to sprinkle rain. It's not actually rain, it's just the clouds coming through. There's the moisture from that. Now further up the field here, and the other implement that's quite good and has been used considerable amount here as well, is the rotary hoe. This thing does an absolute marvellous job. I haven't had any problems, hassles or incidences with it as yet, and there hasn't been any dramas with it either. It works picture perfect. As you can see a bit further over, we've got the pad that's about half complete at the moment. And all this was moved up with the tractor I've levelled some of it out, and the pad where we'll be putting the 40-foot containers here. Hi everyone. As you can see here, I've got a few trees down over here. The wind actually blew them down. They've got some rot in the base of the trunk. They're pepperberries, and we're actually going to be planting some of those back into the ground in the area. There was a whole heap of trees already piled up here before I bought the place, but there's also been a few more trees blowed down as time went along, and branches break again. There seems to be a bit of rot in them. We're going to be clearing out some of these areas here as it moves along, because they're literally in the raid of the vegetable patches, and the fruit trees are going to be going down. And as you can see further up the hill there, in the middle of all the ploughed up area, there's actually a tree there. It has to come out as well. And over beside this other tree here, 3/4 of the base is actually hollowed around, and it's a depression, or the fellow that owned the block prior to dug a hole around the base of it. So I don't know what the go is, but it's also got some other tree stumps around it. You can see some more trees. We've taken a couple down in the distance, and there's more up the front. But we've also got another branch over beyond the pile here that's also come down all by its lonesome. So we'll be picking those up and going through and cutting them up and getting them ready for some firewood for next year. This year's cool, cold weather is basically over. And the girls are just running around the paddock looking for paddy melons. I'll show you an area a little bit further over that we've actually taken away. It had some small scrubby looking little trees on it, which were just junk. But it was a bit of a rise in the middle of the yard, which was about 3 feet tall. Been told that going back a number of years ago, they actually took quite a considerable amount of topsoil off this area and moved it down to Savage River Mine. So we're down a considerable amount of topsoil from here, from, again, what I've been led to believe, but it's okay. We'll sort it all out and fix it all up. And again, a tree that just broke because of the wind. It was one of the trees that we actually wanted to keep, but again, some of the things are beyond our control. The wind took it down because it's actually got rot in the actual tree itself. It had nothing to do with me taking it down. It did it all by its lonesome naturally. You can see over here we've been actually putting in some dirt around the bottom of some of the trees where they've been hollowed out from underneath. And you can see on the far side, oop, I'm getting in the road of the camera here. On the far side here where Princess is, of how high the soil naturally was. So there's a good 2 to 2.5 feet of natural soil that have been taken off of this whole entire area, from what I've been led to believe. So, and they've just left little islands with some of the trees on them, and some haven't been. Bit further up the hill here. What are you looking for, Jazzy? Did you find the paddy melon? Where's the paddy melon? Where's the paddy melon? So as it goes along, this tree also had a lot of roots exposed and whatnot there, so I've put some dirt in there. I'll take out all the excess dead wood, and I'll put the dirt back in there and smooth it all out and make it look a little bit prettier. We'll add some fertiliser and mulch around some of these trees to hopefully pick their health up, and that will give us, I hope, a better picking of pepperberries next year, I'm hoping. Just in here is another quite a large hole. I've basically filled it in And when I was picking up all the stuff, I also ended up picking up one of the shrubs that I pulled out of the mound that's just over here where the girls are mucking around. As you can see, the tree that I just showed you, the little one, and these little trees here, there's nothing to them. They're mostly dead, and they were just up in the middle of nowhere in a big mound of dirt here. Now I did go a little bit deep, unfortunately, but that happened because the ground and all that was subsiding. I couldn't quite get the bucket level as best as I would have liked. But what I'll end up doing is taking out all the excess tree and root systems that are in here, and I'll go for our burn pile later on, and then I'll just fill it in and smooth it on out. On this side here you can see all the different types of lichens and stuff like that. This particular lichen here is one of the ones that's naturally occurring in the area everywhere. Is something that they use for like an antibiotic, natural antibiotic. Again, the name eludes me, but there is so many different types and varieties of funguses and mosses and stuff on this tree. You'd probably have to be a botanist to identify them. I have no intentions of going that far. I'm not a botanist, and nor do I claim to be, but again, all the different colours and shapes and patterns are just absolutely fantastic. Pretty in their own right. That's just a little bit of a brief update. We have a few more trees around, but there was quite a bit of damage because we've had some high winds here. Again, we're 610 or 20 metres above sea level where we are here. We don't often actually get storms where you hear lightning, like so far, none. But the wind and all that to come through here and the rain, or you could be like today, it's about 1 o'clock today. We've been in clouds all day. It's only just cleared up like this only 20 minutes ago. Well, we're way down the backyard at the far end of the block, and we've had quite a fair bit of blustery weather up here. Sometimes getting gusts of up to 100 kilometres, which isn't much compared to Townsville. But this tree here basically just fell apart through old age. It's also got root rot in. It's got root rot in the actual tree itself. There's one part of the tree still left standing, but to be honest, I don't think it's all one part of the tree, so all one and the same. I would say that this one, we're best off just taking it down, because it will fall over if it's not already. Oh, there you go, it's mostly moving. Mind you, I am a fat bugger, so anyway. So this one will have to come down, and we'll chop all this up and use it for firewood, although it's a shame. All this lovely lichen and stuff on the actual trunk and all that. It's an absolute architecture in itself. But it is what it is. All the different shapes, colours and patterns, and there must be 20 or 30 different types and varieties of things just literally growing all over the trunk of this bugger.